everyone, this is Genesis Parolo. Today we're here back again on the Student Spotlight series with Victoria Farrar. Welcome.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm so excited.
Yes, of course. I'm so happy that you can be here today. So to learn a little bit about Victoria, she is actually a Tri-7 student in our Doctor of Chiropractic program here at Parker University. She has a Master of Biomedical Sciences degree from Nova Southeastern University and a bachelor's degree from the University of North Texas. She is currently at the National Legislative Chair for that position, specifically for the American Chiropractic Association, and student co-chair for this year's ACA Leadership Conference. So amazing, great things to come, it sounds like.
Yeah, honestly, I got the notification that you looked at my LinkedIn and I was like, she's doing all the research right now. So I see where it went.
I have to, you know. But I love it. So let's dive into how you knew Parker University was the fit for you.
So honestly, after graduating from UNT, I basically was kind of trying to decide where my next step was in terms of where to go to school. Because I knew I wanted to be a doctor. I just didn't know what type I wanted to be. So I was kind of just sending out applications here and there. And then I got an email from Parker University saying that like, oh, you're accepted and just let us know what the right steps are or like when you want to begin. And I feel like I was still kind of unsure. And so I was like, okay, maybe going into a doctorate program right away is like a little too fast for me. So I got my master's degree at Nova just to kind of get a little more comfortable and being in a graduate professional program. And so basically Parker was just with me the entire way. Like I was getting emails still, even when I was in that master's program. And they're like, just let us know if you change your mind or anything. And plus Parker does have a very scientific evidence base, basically the way they teach you on how to practice chiropractic. And I feel like that really fit with my biomedical sciences degree. So that was the main reason why I chose Parker.
It definitely sounds like they definitely connected in some way. So
Yeah.
That's great.
Yes.
Very cool.
So I was very thankful for that because I was like, okay, after these 2 years in these master's program, like I won't forget y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all made sure of it.
No, I love that. And then tell us what it felt like being on campus the first time. Like what emotions did you feel? What was that experience like for you?
So when I started, they either offered try one to be either online or in person. And I was just really excited to start this journey. So obviously I was like, okay, I'm going to be in person for this. And being on campus just kind of felt so surreal. Like I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm actually going to be starting this journey. Obviously posting on social media, like soon to be doctor, like I'm here, I'm doing the thing. But I really liked that I got to do that because the very first day of lab, I remember it was like developmental applied anatomy lab. I met a group of people and I met my best friend in the program to this day. Like we're still best friends since try one, which is great. And I feel like that kind of just sparked that community kind of built. And it basically just kind of built a family for us in a trimester. So I'm really happy I did that.
That's great.
Yeah.
I love to hear that. And then when's that moment you realized you wanted to become a doctor of chiropractic?
So during that master's program, I was shadowing a lot of doctors and it was ranging from like medical doctors, physical therapists, podiatrists. I was like, okay, I do not want to work with feet. This is not for me. And then of course I was shadowing chiropractors as well. And I just really liked their preventative, holistic view of health. And I like that they had a decent work-life balance. Like they still made time for themselves because I personally believe that you should be able to take care of yourself before you take care of another human being. And so that way you ensure that the care they're getting is from someone who's, well rested, in the right headspace and mind. So I really enjoyed that about it. And I was like, okay, maybe this is the right avenue for me. And especially seeing the outcomes that the patients were getting. And they were getting better and their pain was diminishing and they were going back to their activities of daily living. I know people are going to like that I say ADLs. But yeah, no, I just thought that it was honestly the right fit for me and my personal values. So that's why I chose that.
That's so great. And then in terms of the future, what type of chiropractor do you aspire to become? What is she like? What does she do? What patients does she treat?
So I really want to combine my master's with my doctorate, my future doctorate degree. So I'm really looking forward to being in an environment that treats patients in a very preventative but palliative sort of manner. So whether it's hospital based or integrative, I really just want patients, because obviously patients, like there are patients that are going to need medications and there are patients that are going to need surgeries, but I just want to expand chiropractic to that population as well. Because I know it is like preventative, and then we encourage patients to go the holistic route, but sometimes, those other avenues are necessary for them. And I want to be that chiropractor that's there for them along that journey as well, too. And honestly, that's been like an idea with me since I started school. So I'm really happy that that's just been my aspiration like this far throughout. I did have an event that happened with my family, and one of my members got really sick with a really destructive illness. So that was like really sad to see during my journey here. But it did have me realize that I wanted to go the more neurological route. And so I have a certain idea of what I want to do after graduation, like right after graduation. And I have been doing a lot of research and talking to a lot of people about it. And honestly, I'm keeping it under wraps for now because I'm just letting God decide for me at this point. But I did get a chance to talk to my professors about it. And then I got to talk to Dr. Mike Raper, the neuro clinic pod doctor. And he was all for it and like, okay, I see this passion in you for treating patients who have been through like this similar scenario that your family member has been through. So I'm just going with the flow for now, but just kind of seeing where God leads me in that way.
Oh, that's great. Hey, that's what you have to do. Just let go sometimes.
Yeah. So he definitely takes the wheel a lot with that. So
Yes.
I have this like motto where I kind of live by where, I feel like as humans on earth, like just do what you're most capable of and do what, utilize all the gifts that you're given here and just try the best that you very can. And then ultimately God will lead you down that path and kind of lead you towards that destination where he sees that it's fit for you. And obviously that patients or anybody else in your life can benefit from it as well. So that's kind of where I'm just leaning towards.
I love that. Hey, that sounds like a great path to be on. So you're definitely headed in the right direction, it seems like.
Yeah. So I've been really excited for the future lately. So I'm like, oh, I'm so thankful I get to start clinic next try too. Because I feel like it's just building that passion more and more for me. So yeah. I just have a lot of things to be hopeful for and look forward to. So I really love that I'm in a special place like that in my life right now.
No, definitely sounds special. So hold on to this moment because you know how time flies.
No, it definitely does. These past, like, I think our class president, like, sent an email saying that, like, we've been in here for 2 years and 4 months. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that went, like, so quick. It's like how we were talking about, like, day one of being on campus. Like, I remember it so vividly. And yeah, here we are, like, about to see patients. And then I'm about to take my last final at 3 p.m. today.
Oh my goodness.
And then I'm ready. I'm ready to start posting how I'm ready to see patients. And I'm already trying to build my patient base and who I want to invite. So it's honestly so awesome.
It definitely sounds like that. Definitely cherish it for sure.
Yes.
And then in terms of like community, like let's talk about that. How has that played a role for you here at Parker University?
So thinking about this a lot, I feel like community is obviously a big part of who I am. And honestly, it wasn't on my mind in try 1. And then in try 2, I got my very first intern, who is now Dr. Ashley Davis. And I'm so proud of her. But she basically, I was her very first patient. She was my very first intern. I was her very first patient. And I feel like instantly we kind of clicked. And she basically took me under her wing. So she was a try 8 and I'm just a little try 2 baby, right? And she just kind of guided me throughout like my journey here. Like even after I went to a different intern, she was still there for me for any sort of questions or anything I needed. She was a part of basically like a chiropractic club where they taught about advertisement and about critical thinking skills. And she basically had me shadow these certain doctors with this like awesome mindset of that. And they even invited me to their tribe in Las Vegas. So like they had like a whole
Wow.
conference where a bunch of doctors were talking. It reminded me of like Parker seminars, basically. It kind of had that same feeling. And when I was there, I got to meet other students from different chiropractic schools. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so awesome. But in doing all that, I got to meet not just people in my tribe, but it expanded me to expand my connections to other doctors nationally, and then meeting students, just even at Parker in different, points in their career here. And I feel like that helped me a lot branch out and start building my community. And obviously that led to me building that confidence in myself and, applying for the Parker Pals program, of course, and then getting involved in SACA. So, and obviously both of those avenues led to even bigger things. I feel like a big part of me is just happy that I kind of take the leap and the jump into these events, even though a part of me kind of has that imposter syndrome. And I'm like, you're a part of this? Like, you're doing all this? This is kind of scary. But when you have a strong community, it kind of helps you out. And that kind of helps you out. It really helps you out, honestly. Because when you have people holding your hand the entire way, and until you're finally like, okay, I'm comfortable enough to be on my own and to be that leader, and then help other people along the way, it's such like a feeling of, wow, I couldn't have gotten here by myself. So it's been awesome with that, honestly.
Definitely community is key. So if you don't have a community, please try to find one, especially here. As she mentioned.
There's a lot of programs, and just not even just programs, just clubs. There's a lot to get involved with here. You just have to take advantage of it. And even if you're the type of person where you're like, oh, well, I don't need to build my resume or my CV, or I'm going to work for myself, or I'm basically set after graduation. I highly encourage people to still seek out these opportunities, because not only are you, first of all, you're building a community that's not just going to be with you at Parker, it's going to be with you after you graduate. So when you're a practicing clinician in chiropractic, you will have that community behind you to back you up. And especially, let's say if you have a patient that comes in and you're like, I don't really know what to do with this patient. They have this condition. I don't really know how to handle it. Then you have people to call and just dial, a hotline and just say hey, can you help me out? Especially the professors here, they're so willing to, be that part for you after graduation. You just actually have to connect with them and be able to talk with them with that. And honestly, you're building your intrinsic skills of being able to communicate. And at that point too, I feel like that helps out after graduation as well, because you're able to, talk with patients, and you're able to talk with other providers. So that way you have a good referral list. So it honestly helps a lot having a good community.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Very, very important.
Yes.
And then touching base back on Parker Powell's mentorship program. Tell us, for those people that don't know, what that is, and then what your experience has been like just being a mentor in that program, because officially this is actually her 1-year anniversary. So
Yes.
Congrats of being a mentor in our program. So let's dive into it and just fill us into that.
Yeah, so Parker Pals basically is a program where students who are Tri-3 and up can become mentors. And basically you're mentoring incoming students, so anybody that's in Tri-1 or Tri-2. And you're just there to get them acquainted with campus, because that's why I signed up, because I remember coming here and I was like, I don't know anything about anything here. I don't know where things are. I don't know about basically just the whole campus layout and everything and how to connect with people. It's honestly scary when you don't know anybody, or any you have no idea of what campus is like or campus life is like. So, and I saw that opportunity to be a mentor and to provide that to students. And I was really thinking about my own, my mentor, which was my intern. And I was like, what she did for me, that's what I want to do for other students. And so the experience has been so great, though. I feel like it's been so rewarding. I was actually one of the very first mentors to be in the program when it was kickstarting. So basically, Natika Blake and Alexandra Harrell, they sent out an email and they're like, okay, there's this new thing called Parker Pell's mentorship program, and we're looking for mentors and also mentees. If you want to become a mentor, you can go ahead and apply. And I don't know, I just felt like, okay, yeah, I have time, like I can become a mentor, why not? And so I filled out the application, and that's when Natika reached out, and she was like, oh, like, we're excited to announce that, you were accepted and you can become a mentor in this. And I was like, okay, that's fantastic. And I honestly had the opportunity to meet so many amazing mentees and also fellow mentors. And I mean, that's how I met you, honestly, too, because they asked me to do a testimonial for it to promote the program. So I feel like it just built so many amazing connections with people. And I love seeing how far other people have came too. My mentees, one of them actually is interested in becoming a mentor next try. So I was like, yes, this is what I want to see, people helping other people. So it's just very rewarding.
I love that. Wow. Definitely something to join if you're interested in being a mentor or mentee. So check it out, because like Victoria said, it does make an impact on you, and it's almost like leaving a part of you on campus by serving others.
Yes, definitely. So I encourage anybody who wants to make that impact to apply for sure.
So now let's get into Victoria's newest position, being the National Legislative Chair for the Student ACA. Tell us like what that role entails and just what you're looking forward to with it.
So this position was actually very new and unexpected. It actually happened during Engage this year, where we took a bunch of students to DC to lobby. And we were basically lobbying for the Chiropractic Medicare Modernization Act and to expand care to Medicare patients. And basically, I was nominated and then elected for it. And I was like, okay, God, I see you. This is something totally unexpected. But hey, I went for it anyways. Basically, the role entails me to hold monthly meetings for students nationally. So we'll have, I'm in charge of what we have like legislative representatives for each chapter at each school. And then we also have research representatives for each chapter at each school. And basically, we all come together. And my role typically with that is to educate them on legislation and how legislation works. And I feel like a big part of it is I'm also taking community into that. And I'm trying to build a strong community for us so that way I can help teach them how to articulate the bill and how to, like, just this past Monday, I did a whole presentation of elevator pitches and how to practice that. And it didn't even have to be about legislative. It was even just about chiropractic or about, if you're interested in research, how to present that. And it was honestly really fun. So I had them go into breakout rooms and practice. And that's honestly my goal, is just to make them comfortable with communicating, because I feel like that'll really play off when we do go to Engage for next year and they all feel very comfortable and, they can speak about the bill and like our lobbying effects. And I feel like if we all come together, the motion would be a lot stronger. And I feel like it'll be a lot more convincing as well. And the amazing thing about this position too is that that's what led me to be chosen for student co-chair for the ACA Leadership Conference. So I'm actually getting to work with Jade Kombucha. So she goes to Northeast Chiropractic College in New York. So I'm working with someone way up north. But like that just shows you that it brings people together. So we've been looking for a list of speakers and doctors to come together for this event that's happening in September. So it's going to be September 12th to the 14th. So keep an eye out for that because it will be a big fun event. And yeah, that's basically like, I feel like the most beneficial thing that I feel like it offers me in a very good position where I can spread the word about communication and building that community and talking to people and building these connections. And I want to be that kind of person that people look at and they're like, oh, like she got to the position where she's at just from talking to people. And just, don't stay in your bubble. Like if you're uncomfortable with something, hey, go for it, because you never know where it may lead you.
Exactly. Don't overthink it. Just do it.
Yeah, basically. Like if you step out of your comfort zone, that is the biggest thing. I actually did a leadership presentation during one of our SACA meetings this past month. And that was my biggest thing, was just building connections and stepping out of your comfort zone. You never know where it will lead you. And I mean, that's what I did, like talking to my intern. I got a paid trip to Las Vegas, and then talking to a bunch of people to a bunch of different doctors gives you these advantages. So that way, after you graduate, you might have a potential employer afterwards. Who knows? But you never know where things will lead you. And all in all, it benefits you and benefits your patients afterwards. So that's all worth it.
I agree. Definitely is worth it for sure. Well, this has been amazing. Please leave us with one message for our audience that you just want to give them. It can be a motivation advice. It could be a quote, anything that you think is just going to help them right now.
So I would say my biggest thing to take away from this is that, like I was saying, step out of your comfort zone. I know it feels good to just kind of be in that bubble, but once you pop that bubble and you go out and you make these strong connections, you don't know what's going to happen or what it's going to lead you towards. But the biggest thing is just to try your hardest in whatever you're doing and just show as much passion as possible, because you never know who's watching, and then trust that God will just lead you to the right path and just have that faith.
Terrific. Well, thank you so much for coming on our Student Spotlight series. I really appreciate it.
No, this was a lot of fun. And once I saw your email, I was like, oh my goodness, this is such an amazing opportunity. And I love that I got to share a little bit about me on this.
Yes, we were so glad to have you here. Well, till the next time, thank you so much, everyone. Have a great one.
Bye.